Hello everyone, my name is Kim and welcome to the Embroidered Elephant channel. Today I am going to be talking about my crochet works in progress, so all of my projects that I'm currently working on. If you have seen some of my other videos recently, you will see that I have also gone through my sewing works in progress. So if that is something that you're interested in and you haven't already watched, please go and give it a watch, as it may be of interest to you. You'll see that I'm in a different place today, so I'm in my bedroom because there's more space and I have more projects. So it should be easier to show you. So let's get started. So you will see as I'm going through these projects, not all of them are technically works in progress because I haven't started them. However, I have linked them to a project. I just need to start it. So again, I was having a bit of a debate with myself on how to categorise some of them. As I said, some of them are true works in progress and others are yarn that has been assigned to a project. So I've included some of those as well. I forgot to mention, as I am going through all of my works in progress, I am going to go through some that I will rip back, which means I will pull the yarn back so that I can reuse it for a different project. Some of them I will be keeping, again it just really depends. So the first one is a granny square blanket, and if you've been watching some of my podcasts previously, you will know that this project has been a project for a couple of years at least. So I really like this yarn. It's beautiful. It's colour changing, but it's quite muted rainbow colours, so it's beautiful. The reason, if I haven't already said, I'm going to rip this back and make a different blanket with it. And the reason I'm going to do that is because although I love it, I have seen other projects where people have started a corner crochet blanket, and it just looks more effective because the colour sort of pulls better than it does here. So you will see that this colour has pulled very much pink, and then it's gone green and yellow, and in the middle, it seems as though the colour is all pulling on one side. With the blankets, I can't remember the exact name of it, but you start at one corner and you build it up, so it gets bigger the more you crochet. So you first starts off with one corner, then it divides into 2, 3, so on, and that just gives a different effect because it will start as yellow, then it will go to green, then to blue, and it will pull differently. So all the colour will be more rainbow rather than everywhere. So that is my whip that I am going to rip back. So that has two lots of sort of semi-used yarn balls with it, and then we've got two more, so that would be a decent sized blanket. I'm not sure how many balls are in here. I would imagine probably 2, maybe. That's my first one. I will be counting as I go through as well. The next one is a project that I haven't started yet, so it's a Curate crochet box. So for those who don't know, this is by Lottie and Albert, Lindsay Noons. So she has her own podcast and she's great, and she has come out with these Curate crochet boxes. I really enjoy them. I've done a few of them myself. So this is one for a dotty bag. So I saw this and I really liked the design of it. And it's something that I haven't done before. So this works with colour changing. So I've never done that. That's for the handle. So these are the instructions, and I've got a little message in there from Lindsay. little card as well, and it says that the yarn that is included is the sheepies Katona, and that's not a true representation of the colour, that's probably a bit better. So it's a dusty pink. So it is the sheepies Katona, so it's 100% cotton. In this pattern I will be using a half treble crochet stitch and tapestry crochet, which is colour changing, I believe. So this is what is included in the kit. So 4 balls of dusty pink, there is a sort of whitey colour and a sort of dark brown, I would say. Yeah, and there is a hook included as well. So I'll be using a 2.5mm hook for this project. Next one is a project, and I'm not going to go through the exact details of this project just because it is a gift for someone, and I'm not sure whether they watch this or not. For those of you who understand a little bit or want to research and you're quite curious, then you absolutely can do, and I'm sure that it won't take you too long to find this pattern or online, or if you know anything about Toft toys as well, you can probably find it just as easy. So this is a pattern from Toft. As I said, this little project bag that they sent. So I bought this project for a family member, so I'll be doing that for her. These are the balls. I haven't started it yet, although I need to. I haven't started it yet because I looked at the digital pattern and it just confused me a little bit. So really I need to sit down, make sure that my head is in it, and then just get it done. Because I think sometimes when you're doing amigurumi, you need to get your head into it and just concentrate, get the first few steps over, and then you can properly start it. So that's that. I'm not quite sure what hook size I use. I'm sure it will say in the pattern, but as I said, the pattern it was sent to me digitally. So yeah, haven't started that yet, but I'm excited to get it started. Next one, this is another one that I haven't yet started, but I am looking forward to. So this is a slightly different one. So this is called the Kevin hat. So I bought this at a yarn show. I think it's the Southern Wool show, and it is a pattern by Rosie's Moments. So with this pattern, I got 2 lots of yarn, so grey and a creamy colour. So this grey, I'm not sure how well you can see it on the camera, but it's not totally one colour, so it's hand dyed and some bits are darker than others. And I was told, and hopefully this is true, I was told by the gentleman at the stall that it's quite an easy pattern to do as a first one, and if it is not very easy, I'm sure that I will be able to crochet a hat using this. So I don't know too much about the wool. So it's super chunky yarn. I've bought myself some 8mm needles. Yeah, as I said, it should be fairly straightforward, but I've been putting that off a little bit because, as I said, I'm not a very good knitter. Perfect. So I said that's the picture of the hat. So So it's Fair Isle, I believe, is the technique, or the design maybe. So that has not been started yet either. Next one is a project that I have started. So it's in my Kew Gardens bag, just because it's a bit of a bigger pattern. Right, okay, so this is a self-drafted, say pattern, I didn't write down the pattern, which was very handy. So this is a self-drafted crochet jumper. So I have just got to the point where I need to build in the sleeves. So I believe this was going to be more of a cropped style, because I haven't got enough wool to make it a full size. So I've got I started off with 6 balls of wool. So this is Black Friday yarn. I believe it was limited edition and it's from Hobby. So this was, yeah, so limited edition, 100% acrylic. I'm not sure I can't remember what they called the yarn on the website. So I've started this. This is the back, just so that it's a bit more structured. I did have to unpick some of it because when I started building it up, the shaping was just off. So I've put this away and haven't touched it yet. Not quite sure what the stitch markers are for. I believe that's obviously marking each side, so 1 on each side. I must have counted some of the stitches here, and that's why I've got a stitch marker here. I just need to do the other 3 points so that I can start adding the sleeves. I think what I was going to do is leave a gap, build it up in the middle, and then put the sleeves in afterwards, but I'm not sure. So that is that project. As I said, I haven't used a pattern, I freestyled it. And I've handily got 2 hooks in here, so I don't believe I remembered what size hook I used. I think that was another issue. I had to pull it back because I used a looser hook size. So in here I've got 6.5 and 5.5, so I think I need to use the 5.5 because that's the smallest one that's in there. So that is in progress. As I said, I'm not going to pull that back because I sort of roughly know where I'm going with it. And I'll put the 5.5 in there, but I will leave out the 6.5. Next one is this. So this is in one of my own project bags. So it's got hummingbirds on it. It's quite cute, and it's got a couple of pockets on the front, so I've got my crochet hook in there. So this project is going to be a mat. So you'll see I've got some extra chunky yarn which I was going to crochet with, but it was just really uncomfortable. And then I've got some pearlized, I think is the word, cotton yarn. So I've just been crocheting around that to make it bigger and bigger and bigger. Again, I'm freestyling it. I'm just adding more stitches as I go out, as I increase the rows. And the bigger yarn, I'm not quite sure where that is from. It looks like this. So it's extra chunky. So again, I was going to use this for a different project, but the yarn was just too thick. It was just hurting my hands, so I'm not using that anymore. So that's another one that's in progress. So as I took the yarn out, I did also find the crochet pattern that I was trying to work for, which is the Billabag So it was meant to take around 3 hours or so. This is just a black and white pattern. As I said, I just couldn't because it hurt my hands. That's a shame. So maybe thinking about that, rather than being a rug, I can keep building it up and make it into a bag, obviously if it is strong enough. So that I am still working on at the moment. Next one that I haven't opened yet, so this is a pattern by Serdar. So it's a kit, so it's for the Serdar pattern for some swans, and I bought it from A Crafty Life where they built up the kit. So it's got everything in there that I need. So for example, it's got the pattern book at the front. I'm not going to take it all out just because it'd be a pain to put back in. So it's got the pattern kit at the front, so that includes more than just the pattern for the swans, and it includes enough yarn to make both of them. So this is Serdar Happy Cotton DK, and it's in 20 gram balls. So in this little bag there is a lot of cotton, lot of yarn scraps. So I used to make a lot of socks. So all of the socks that I've made, I've kept the unused yarn, and this is what's left of it. So I've got some pink here, I have some lilac, I have some white, and pink, just random colours. So a lot of this is hand dyed, but not all of it. So when I have enough yarn in this bag to make some socks with, that's what I will be doing. I'll be doing some scrappy socks. Although I know what I'm going to do with this yarn, I'm still going to put it into my not started pile because they haven't been started, and I can't start it until I have enough yarn to make some socks with. Next one, again I haven't started. I bought this from a charity shop for £2. Is a giraffe kit. So it's from Hooked. It's called Zippy. So this comes with everything I need except the crochet hook, which is fine because I've got a lot. So this is the yarn. So it is Eco Solid, Eco Barbant Solid. Believe, yeah, so high quality recycled cotton. It's 85% and then 15% other recycled fibres. It's 200 grams and it was made in Portugal. So that's nice. It's yellow, but it's got some darker flecks in it where it's recycled. And then it has the pattern as well, so you can make it in different colours, and it's got the yarn for the eyes as well. So clearly I haven't started that yet. Next is so when I went through my yarn, I believe it was a couple of years ago, any yarn that I'd had for a while that I didn't have in a project, I put in a project bag. So I separated it for different projects. So this is some brown yarn and some grey yarn, and I've also got some pink as well. So the idea I had for these, if you've seen them you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, you can look them up at your own risk. People have made some coasters out of yarn. Obviously a lot of people make coasters out of yarn, and it is in the style of a cat's bum. So you can imagine what these colours are going towards. It has a little tail and you can put little feet on it as well. which is really cute, and I think that they don't take too long to do, so it's quite a quick win. And from that I will just be using this acrylic yarn, which I haven't yet found a project for. The next one is quite a big one, so it's across 2 project bags. So a lot of the yarn I have is again from Hobby. So this is Cotton Kings, and it is in the colours of 13 and 1. So I don't know if they have sort of better names. They are just Centerpool. So I bought 4 of each for this project. And I also bought some, what are you called? Mohair. So I bought some white mohair, which is Alpaca Blaze. Which is 40% acrylic, 30% alpaca and 30% polyamide, and Diablo, which is 30% mohair, 30% nylon and 40% acrylic. I'm not sure of the colourways. So the Alpaca Blaze is in colour 2 and Diablo is in colour 51. So they're pretty good match. Pretty much spot on. And I am using them for the project of, so it is a jumper. So this one I may have to, as much as I dislike to say it, I may have to give up, because it is a very complicated pattern and I haven't worked in colour change for a while. Now I don't know, when I stopped making this, I don't know if it was just a bit too complex or whether it was because I have the wrong count of my crochet or not, and I'm a little bit gutted because I love this jumper. It's just beaten me ever so slightly. So this is the Huldra sweater and it is by Lilia Bjorn, and it's just so beautiful. So I have got to the part now where I have started the first lot of colour change. I've just worked the first lot of colour change into the jumper, and I just need to pick up either from the white or from the yellow, and I'm assuming work them into each other. But again, because I haven't done it before, it's a very adventurous pattern to start off with, and I just need to either work out how to continue this and make it into a jumper, or I need to pull it back, unfortunately. If you've ever tried to pull back mohair, you will know that it's very difficult, and mohair usually breaks, or it needs to be broken, just because it's very difficult. So yes, that is my Huldra jumper. You'll see the yarn I used as well, it's hand dyed the white, so what I've used for the colour change. So it has got little specks of blue and pink, different colours in it, which I love. So yeah. Here is the rest of the yarn. So I have already wound it up with some mohair. You can see little specks of colour in it. Yeah. Right, and then we are on to the last ones. So we have got this big bag of yarn. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 full scale, 12 full skeins. Oh, 13. So I must have bought 14. So 13 full skeins, and it is We Love Yarn, again hobby, from Hobby Yarns, and it is colour 03. I believe again that this was a limited edition, 100% acrylic. So this is a pattern that I have not been noting down either, or again. So this is the sleeve, and I believe that I will have to pull this back just because I love the shape of it, but it is just too big, and I know that I will be unlikely to wear a jumper that is so big. So my plan for this was to make a cardigan. So if I pull the yarn back, it will save me a lot of time when I work on it in the future to get it finished, but it will also be longer on a jumper that's longer. So it is worked flat, but I have just I've pinned it together so that you can see what it's like and how big it will be. So I've been putting off pulling that back because of the amount of hours that I've spent doing this so far, but I just need to sit down one afternoon and pull it back. I think I might pull it back to sort of here and just do it straight, and then every so often just add a little stitch or two just to make it bigger. If you can see, this jumper that I'm wearing, that I've made, is a little bit oversized, but it's comfortable oversized, not oversized. So yeah, I will be pulling that one back. So far I'm only pulling back 2. So I've got this one and the jumper, the blanket even. So as I said, with this one I haven't got a pattern, I've just made it myself. I know how to do ribbing, so I have just made some ribbon and then done it up. I will be making it flat and then crocheting it together. So yes, if it goes well, maybe I will make a video about it, just with some of the pattern details, or teaching you how to make it in several pieces and then sewing it together. But for the meantime, there's lots of videos out there on YouTube. So that is our bag. So this was made by my friend who owns her own business, so No Way Crochet. So that needs to be pulled back. Then I have got a few more. We're nearly at the end, don't worry. So I haven't got a pattern for these yet, but I think I know what I'm going to do with them. So the purple yarn maybe won't get used, but the so the purple yarn may not get used depending on how much I have. I am planning on making this jumper, which is by, I think it's A Fair Bit of Fuzz by Jo. Yeah, so I have just looked it up. The pattern is called A Fair Bit of Fuzz, and it's by handmade by Jo, which is a young lad who is on Instagram, and he is also on Ravelry maybe, or he has his own website. Either way, I made this jumper when I was testing it for him, and although it took a bit of time, I love the pattern and I wear it all the time. I wear the jumper, obviously not the pattern. I wear the jumper all the time, and it was made with similar yarn to this, so I bought it second hand and it just wears really well. So even when I've washed it and washed it and washed it, it hasn't fuzzed up. It's still really comfortable and it's just a really nice material. So I will be holding the yarn double, so these two. I will start with those, and then I will, if I run out, I will be holding this with this. So hopefully they go together quite well. And then if I run out of the lighter blues, I will hold it with purple. Obviously I've got quite a bit of purple, so that would be really nice. And as I said, I will be making this jumper, so I haven't started it yet, but that is my intention. My second intention again is to hold these double and hopefully see if I can make a jumper or something similar, something wearable with them. So I've got this grey and this lovely grey and yellow and white multicoloured yarn, which I believe that they are all 100% acrylic. And I've got lots of grey yarn in my stash to make it with. Yeah, so I will be making two of these, so one with the blue yarn and one with the grey. The grey will be easier to wear because you can wear it with anything. The next project, so again, I haven't started anything with it yet, but I have set them all aside because I know what I'm going to do with them. So, all of this hand-dyed yarn, or a majority of it is hand-dyed, I am going to be making socks with. So I will show you briefly. I'm not going to run through where I got all of the yarn from because we will be here for ages, but I just wanted to show you the way that I have tied them together. Not tied them together. I want to show you the way that I've paired the yarn. So here is the first one. So this is 2 blues. So my plan for each of these is to have the bigger skein, the full size skein as the sock, and then the mini skeins as the toe, heel and cuff. So that's one. There's this one that pairs with two yarns. So this is sort of a green purple. Green, purple, pink, and then this is quite Christmassy, so it's got red, pink, green in it. Next one, again, I believe this is Christmassy yarn, so it's a bluey with a red, and then this colour is green. Next ones that I'm really excited about doing, so these will be sister socks, so I will be doing one sock in black with the heels, toes and cuffs in white, and then vice versa. So they will be made using the same yarn, but they will be different, matching but not matching. And this one, which is very bright pink, orange and yellow, and this, which is more toned down but it's got the same colours in it. Mini. Then there is this one. So again, it is hand dyed, so it's grey with some purples and pinks in it, and this is grey with more purple in it, more of a bluey purple. There's this one, so blue with specks of purple in it and quite a bright violet purple. I think it might even be named, yeah, it's called violet purple. And then the next one is, it reminds me of gingerbread, so it's brown with little bits of red and white in it, and then a reddy colour. Then there is this one, so it's yellow with white, and there's lots of different shades of yellow in it, and then there's this one that's sort of a creamy, sorry, I don't know what's going on with my focus, so there's that one with a lot of yellows in it, and then there's sort of a creamy colour. Next is a peachy colour, pinky peachy, and this, what I call proper peach. So you've got the yellows and the oranges. And then nearly lastly, so these two I did have a plan for, but I'm not actually sure what it is, so they shouldn't be in here. And lastly, these. Again, this is hand dyed, so it is blues and browns and quite natural colours and white, which I love the colours of. And this one is a felted tweed. It's just a brown. It's by Rowan. Making some socks out of those. They will be really, really warm. And that is it. I've just finished filming and I have found a couple more projects that I haven't started yet. So this yarn is cotton yarn and I want to make sister socks, so exactly like the black and white ones. It will be a case of swapping the heels, toes and cuff to the alternative colour, so they will be made the same but just reflective, if that makes sense, reflecting each other. So we've got this blue and this lovely yellow. It's Australian made Super Saver yarn, 100% cotton. The last one that I haven't started yet is, I've got 6 colours. I won't take them out because they're sealed, so all the primary colours, and my plan for those is to make some chicken coasters. So coasters, I will use the red for the bit at the top, I can't remember the name of, and the yellow for the beak. So they'll be a nice little set. So all in all, I have about 13 socks that I haven't started yet, 2 jumpers, 2 sets of coasters. I have the giraffe, the hat, the bag, the Toft toy for someone I know, and the swans. Projects to take back a little bit, so I've got the cardigan, the beige cardigan, and the blanket, the rainbow blanket. Currently working on, I have the red blanket, I've got the bag or the rug depending on what I decide to do with it, and I have the yellow and white jumper. Thank you very much for watching my video. Hopefully you found it quite interesting to look through the projects that I am planning and what I am currently working on, and to have a little look at what I need to take back. I really enjoy taking projects back, as long as I don't think about the time that I've spent on them. Hopefully you found that a bit inspiring, or you enjoyed watching, maybe whilst you're also crocheting or knitting or doing something crafty. As said, thank you very much for joining me. I will keep you posted on what I do next. If I'm thinking logically, I should probably finish some of the projects that I've already got going, but knowing myself, I will probably start a new project, because the Toft toy, for example, I need to get done soonish, and the longer I put it off for, the longer I will not be doing it for and the more I will need to rush towards the end of the year. But yes, as said, thank you very much for joining me. Feel free to reach out. I've got an Instagram, and obviously you can comment below or like the video. Every little bit of interaction I really appreciate, so thank you in advance for that. I hope that you're well, and I will speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye.